Let's continue with the overlay component. The overlay component is split in three parts: the light part, the color part, and the pattern part. So the light and color part is similar to the light component and color component of the normal layer. And the pattern part is where it gets different. So let's start with creating an effect with normal color and an overlay color on top. Therefore, first of all, we want to select the normal color. In our case, let's select blue. And then let's select the overlay color, which is in our case red. And as you can see nothing. That's because we need to set the overlay intensity first. So therefore, we go to the light part, and here the overlay intensity has a default value of 0. So if you don't touch the overlay component, you will not see anything. But now we want to see the overlay component, so we need to change the value. If we select a value like 50, then we have a mixture between the two colors. So we mix between blue and red, and that's why we get a kind of a purple color. And if we set the overlay intensity to 100%, then we get only the red color, which is the overlay color. You can also add some strobes here if you want to, and you can change the color from a static red color to an FX color. Now I will continue with the interesting part, the pattern part. Currently, the selected pattern will use all of the pixels of a fixture. And we will change this now to only a specific amount of pixels. So now you can see that a small part of the fixture will light up in red. If a fixture has only one pixel, like for example this fixture here, then it will light up in red, in the overlay color. For the other fixtures, we now have selected a small part which lights up in red. If we use here the pattern step, we can change this part on the fixture. We can also make this dynamic by selecting here dynamic. Then the small part which lights up in red will move dynamically around the fixture. And we can adjust here the speed to a slower speed or to a faster speed. And we can change the direction of the moving like this. So let's change the speed to a slower speed. We can change here the size of the part. So currently it's only a very small part of the fixture which will lights up in red. If we change here the size to a higher value, now you can see that the moving part gets bigger. We can also adjust the fade between the overlay and the normal layer. Currently it's kind of jumping between red and blue. If we select here a fade, like for example this, now it's a very smooth transition between the red and blue part. Let's change the fade to none and the size to 1 again. With an additive motion, pixel will add more and more to the red part, and at the end they will change back to blue. So now I explained all of the features in the overlay pattern for you. So there are many different overlay patterns where you can choose from, and just scroll a little bit here and you can click on them, and they will look great on fixtures with a lot of pixels. In the last part I will show you how it will look with FX colors, and not only to static colors like blue and red. So first of all, we can go here to the normal layer, we can select an FX, like for example here some mixture between different blue colors, and then we can go here to the overlay, we can select the color part, go to the FX as well. We can build our own FX, like for example red and let's say white. Let's make a fade between the colors. Let's go back, and now we can go here to the pattern part. We can select the first one here as well with a bigger size, a bigger speed, and let's do not use the additive feature. And now you can see that the overlay layer changes the colors between white and red, and the normal background changes the color between different blue colors. So you can see that there are endless possibilities with the overlay layer.